Have you done any ethnographic research?
We've spent a lot of time understanding what consumers are doing when they leave the stations. It's important if you think about our advertising clients. We've got automotive clients. We've got retailers within proximity to our locations. We've got all these different businesses that are around us. And it's important to understand, well, what they're doing. So we've gone and taken a look at and asked consumers, where are you going after the gas station? Where are you going within the next hour? And we'll know that 30% of people are going to retail today. X% of people might be going into Walmart specifically. We've got X% of people are going grocery shopping. People are going to school. We've spent a lot of time really understanding what people are doing once they leave the station, and then we can take that information back to our marketers to say, hey, we're great for this particular type of product or this particular retailer because within X amount of time they're going to be going to the drugstore. Let's try and influence them on which drugstore to go to. Let's try and influence them on which type of product to buy. They have many choices when they go into a retailer. So whether it's a product like maybe a Rolaids or a Tums, and they're going to go buy an antacid type product, whether it's in our convenience store or when they get to the grocery store or the drugstore a little later on in the day, we have the opportunity to help influence which one of those products that they're going to buy. So that's where I think the ethnographic understanding of really what people are doing has been so important for what we're trying to accomplish.
I can only speak from personal experience that
Sure.
I never pump gas. My husband always pumps gas.
Sure.
So what about those people that don't?
Well, our audience is 50-50 men, women. That was really interesting when we started the business. In market to market, it's a little bit different, but in general, if you average it out, maybe it's 52% men, 48% women, but women pump gas. So what we deliver to our clients is, you're trying to reach women. This is a percentage audience that we reach women. This is a percentage audience that we reach men, 18 to 49, 25 to 54, all the traditional kind of breaks that they look like on television. So just like a certain cable channel may reach a certain demographic more, we're the same. We're part of the media mix on how you reach a particular audience. So, well, I might not reach you. I reach your husband, and that's good. And I might reach your female neighbor that you have.
And this is all based on Nielsen custom research to decide demographics.
The demographics part is based on Nielsen research, correct?
So, I don't own a car, so I
Right.
can't say I'm terribly familiar with this, which
Sure.
is why I'm very interested. It seems to me that your type of video delivery might be similar to being in a taxi cab, even though you can turn the taxi cab content off. But how do you create programs for somebody who's there probably around 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm. We are similar to what you might see in a taxi, is that it is a short segment. A traditional television show, like we get our entertainment from Access Hollywood, for say. And there are multiple 30, 40, 50-second segments during that half hour of Access Hollywood. We'll highlight one or two of them throughout the course of the day. ESPN Sports Center, ESPN News, is running multiple segments. The Yankees versus the Mariners. Then it might be the Tigers versus the Reds. Then it might be football. So they're actually running a lot of small segments that they kind of fuse together to make that half-hour show or that hour programming. We take those 30-second segments and we essentially create our 4.5-minute show. Our 4.5-minute, 5-minute show is essentially a combination of programming from these partners. It might be, the highlight of the news that's going on right now, the current weather that's going on right now, the highlighted sports story, the highlighted entertainment story, and we weave that together with the advertising. So that creates this, you're there 5 minutes. It creates a pretty fast-paced, engaging experience for consumers. And again, the research has shown that people really like the experience. In terms of the advertising, we do something really unique that you can't do on television, and it's a product that we have that's called action tags. We'll take someone's 15 or 30-second television spot, and we will add 5 to 10 seconds to the end of it to drive a specific action. So for example, our client AMP, which is energy drinks, they're integrated into our ESPN content. Sports is important to them. And then at the end, we'll add an action tag that says, go into the convenience store and buy AMP right now. You can't do that on traditional television. For an automotive dealer, they'll run their brand spot or their launch spot saying, here's the new vehicle that I have today. We'll add on to the end of it and drive people to the closest dealership. Because every one of our gas stations has its own unique IP address, Every one of our stations can be customized. And that is why we're very similar to the internet, where we kind of just do a database match. Here's the closest gas station to the closest retailer, and we match that up. So we'll have a program maybe for a bank where it's the same core brand 30-second spot. We'll add our 10-second piece onto the end of it, and it will be customized to drive people to the closest bank based on every store. So every one of our locations can drive people somewhere specific. It really enhances, we like to call it enhance for gas, these action tags. It's not just traditional TV. It's not one-dimensional where it's only a brand message or a sales message that's going directly to you. We're doing that part. We're doing that part as well or better than traditional TV, but by adding this action tag component, we're making it far more like the internet and driving some specific action.
So is there anything I've left out? Is there anything that you'd like to add?
Well, I think, we talked about future trends, and I also talked to you about our action tag program. I think one trend that combines the two of them is digital couponing. We're seeing a lot of marketers are really trying to talk about how can you have digital coupons, how can you interact with your cell phones. We've done some programs currently with texting, for starters. Essentially, American Idol taught everybody how to text this 5-digit code to X, and get more information. We've done a lot of that. We've essentially also done programs where you can text into your phone for offers. And that is going to grow significantly. Digital coupons, barcodes on your phones, it's really stepping up. So we'll use our action tags, and if someone is looking at a specific product on our screen, we'll either provide them more information via telling them to get that on their phone, or drive them into a retailer with a code or with a barcode to essentially buy a product and get a discount. And I think we'll see over the next really 24 to 36 months that is going to be a huge trend, and that is a real key component for away-from-home television networks like ourselves.